First off, tip my cap to Toledo. Coach Kowalczyk has a really good team. I've seen them. I've competed against them a couple times over the last few years, and just have a ton of respect for their program. And offensively, man, they're just a juggernaut. I mean, you look at their analytical numbers. I mean, they're top 15 in the country for a reason. And they put you in so many predicaments, whether it's with Shoemate and Milner, who are, I guess, quote unquote, they're big guys, but they play like wings, and they shoot the ball. I mean, both those guys are shooting almost 50% from three in league play, and they cause a lot of problems out there on the offensive end. And obviously, Ray J. Dennis is, in my opinion, it's why I voted him first team all league in the preseason poll. He's a phenomenal player. He's a really, 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 really good player. So, I knew we'd have to kind of score with them tonight in order to have a shot. And I thought our offense was good enough. I mean, obviously, we ended up with 11 turnovers. Our goal was to have 12 or less. We got that. We hit that threshold. But I thought at the end of the day, the game was won on the glass. I thought we had a couple really good defensive possessions, and even early in the game. And then we had gave up a couple late as well, where we just didn't block out with enough physicality, or didn't have the discipline to do it well enough. And it cost us, 15 points. And you can't give a team like Toledo multiple looks at the rim. You just can't. I mean, they're too good offensively, and they made us pay every single time they got one. They had 9 offensive rebounds that led to 15 points. So we got to block out better. I told our guys afterwards, my challenge to our team is, can we still have the same togetherness, fight that we had tonight, even though we didn't get the result? Because in my opinion, it's like against Eastern Michigan, not to take anything away from them, man, it didn't feel right to me. Our team didn't feel right out on the floor. Today it did. It did, and it gives us a shot to win. And, sometimes we all get so caught up in the result. And again, I'm all caught up in the process and who we are. And if we have the same mindset that we had tonight, I have a funny feeling we're going to get the results that we want. We're going to give ourselves a chance to win. And that's what we want to do. So, got to clean up the glass. But again, I tip my cap to Toledo. They got a really good team.
Overall, the rebounding numbers were very close.
Yeah.
But at 9:02 of the second half, it seemed like you had a very strong message that you wanted your team to be stronger on the boards.
Yeah.
I guess that was kind of one of those little points in time there where they were getting some of those second chance points that ended up being difference in spite of the rebounding equality.
Yeah. I'm a passionate guy. All right, I give everybody reality. All right, I'll never, again, I'm not going to lie to our guys, and I'm always going to give them the truth. And sometimes guys don't like to hear the truth, though, right? And I tell those guys, listen, I got a fire that burns inside me. Like, I hate losing. It's hard. It just drives me. I can't sleep. And so, like, rebounding was killing us. And we kept on talking about it. And it's like, listen, man, we got to challenge our guys, right? Like, we can't keep on doing the same thing and expect different results. It just doesn't work, man. That's insanity. And again, I love our guys, but my job is to challenge them and push them beyond where they could go if I wasn't around, right? Like, my job is to push them beyond where they can go, and I got to figure that out. And that's my challenge every single day. Tonight was rebounding that one time, probably in that huddle. I'm sure all Millette could hear me, but again, those guys know. Listen, it's nothing personal. I'm playing to win.
They've got such an experienced and talented team. It would seem like a team like that, a coach would have a lot of options to go to make changes and so forth like that, as opposed to, say, a less experienced team. In other words, more active buttons to push, right? So when they went out for the second half, it seemed like they might have made some changes. All of a sudden, they were getting into the lane and scoring there.
Yep.
Did you notice anything different? Any different buttons they went to?
They what makes them so tough to prepare for? I think they're one of the hardest teams to prepare for in our league. You got Milner, who I think's an all-league guy. You got Shoemate, who I think's an all-league guy. You got Ray J. Dennis, who's an all-league guy. And let me tell you, Maddox, he's had multiple games over 20 points as well. Raheem Moss is a really good player. E.J. Farmer can come off the bench, and he could go get 15 like he did last game I think it was against Bowling Green. It's like, man, like they have a lot of dudes to prepare for, and they put you in that bind, to your point. And we got to do a better job of communicating, though, on a few of what I call like slip-out ball screens where they got downhill, got Ray J. Dennis downhill to the paint. And I thought they picked on Billy a couple times there, Smith, when he got switched on to Ray J. Then we had to sub in BT. We were trying to make adjustments with it. But we got to keep him out of the paint. And Dennis was in the paint basically anytime we wanted to get there. And he's too good of a player to allow that to happen.
What changed for Safford after halftime?
I don't know if necessarily anything changed. I think he's trying to take the right shots. He rebounded the ball. I know he had 11 rebounds in the game. He was flying around defensively just like he always does. He plays hard. But I think the ball found him. And again, the go-to guy is always going to be the open guy for us. We're a ball movement team. We're not an ISO team. Not an ISO team. We try to be an ISO team. Man, bad things happen for the Redhawks. We have to be a ball movement team, and the ball found him in a lot of good positions tonight. Whether it was Mackay making a great pass or whether it was Anderson making a great pass to him, he knocked in his shots. I thought he had some good looks from three, and he shot them with a ton of confidence. So he's a great player. I'm glad he's on our team.
Miami seems to do a lot better if they can keep from falling in a big hole out of the gate. And lately, they've been able to hang in there a little bit better in that regard, and they've been some close games. How important was Anderson's performance early on in this game in helping to keep close and not letting anybody pull away?
Yeah, I thought Anderson they were switching a lot early, Toledo was, and so he would get a Maddox on him, a Ray J. Dennis on him, right? And I thought our guys did a good job of finding him, right, after the switch, after movement. So it wasn't ISO basketball. They just went right. We were pumping that ball inside the big fella. We have to get the ball inside. Well, if you look at our points per possession on the season, the best offense we have is when we throw the ball to him inside. All right, now listen, he'll get called for an occasional charge, which, again, he's hard to officiate. He's an enormous human being. He is. And, but he can pass. I know he had 5 turns tonight. He's got to cut down the turns, but he can really pass, and we need him to be able to, get guys wide open looks, but he can also score down there. I don't know how you guard him. He puts teams in a bind. He's our matchup problem, right? If you think about it, like that's the guy that we have to play through, and we got to continue to get the ball to him down low. Even as the game wore on, I didn't think we got it to him enough down there.
All good. One more. Mabry had several threes there right at to beat the clock, and that kind of helps out when you've got somebody that can give you those.
Yeah, Ryan, he's getting a lot better. You look where he was in non-conference to where he is now. Man, he's on that upward trajectory. Right? He's playing with a ton of confidence. His teammates have a lot of confidence in him. He's gotten better defensively as well, right? Like way better than he was. Not where we want him to be, but he's way better. And I told him just keep sticking to it, keep working. We need some of these young guys to grow up, right? You can't play like a freshman. We need you. And so he's doing a great job, man. Really proud of his growth that he's made.
Morgan, what changed for the team after halftime and for you personally because you went off?
I just think as a team, we got a lot of fight in us. Like, I know things are a little rough right now. Nobody likes to lose around here. I just think we're just going to keep fighting and keep chopping wood. Eventually it's going to turn around, That's why I think we got a lot of fight. And so I'm proud of the guys for fighting back. Just we got to execute on a lot of things to get better, especially second chance points, blocking out. And I think if we do that, we're going to be all right.
We were just looking through the stats, and so many of the stats between the two teams are very, very similar.
Yep.
Can you, from a player perspective, see the improvement in the team, even if it's not showing up that much in the win column right now?
I just think we're locking in a little bit better on scouting report things. Our defense has been a lot tighter, not allowing so many points in the paint, but they had a lot of points in the paint tonight, so I think we got to continue to get better at that. And I don't know, we just got to continue to fight and keep chopping wood. One day it's going to break, so.